when we are offended, we need to look at God's grace, not the person. Because when we're offended, usually the first temptation we have is to dwell on the offense. Nobody has to tell you to do that, right? We mull it over and we rehearse it in our minds, and we dissect and autopsy that thing to make a catalog of all the offenses we can find in there to hold against the other person. Creating a catalog of sins to hang over their heads and choke out grace in our hearts. That's a prison cell. That's the prison of our parable. You can get stuck there forever. We don't find the power to forgive in looking at the sinner. You look at the cross. I love that we're going to take communion right after the sermon. Because that's the picture. When I'm wronged, I need to look again at the grace I have received, because I don't in myself have enough grace for the person that wronged me. I don't want of myself to forgive them. I want vengeance. And so if I sit here and look at them, I will just rationalize, justify, and defend all those thoughts. And I need to stop that process of just staring at the sinner and winding myself up in vengeance, and instead turn towards the Savior and remember the grace received. I don't have in myself enough grace for that person. And so when I look back at Him and His grace to me, I find in it an overflowing abundance for them as well. So how do you do that? Lots of ways, but maybe let me suggest some. Rather than sitting there and rehearsing the offense and mulling on it and getting ticked, stop and pray. Pause to remember the good news. Every week when we come to the table, it's a chance to pause and remember the lavish grace of God for you. And so as we take it in a few minutes, that's part of how we get that grace for others.